All right, welcome back. So this is the promised is too strong a word, but the winding rivulet episode that I mentioned in the last episode. Really, what I intended on doing last time. We're just gonna straight up make some bread. All right, let's go get fishing though. So we're coming up in the overnight hours. Obviously, I want to go back to 110, 104. I think this is basically about where we fished the other day. People are catching Donnets rough here. Oh shoot, I wanted to get a size 20 hook. Hold everything. People have been catching Donnets rough here, but I'm wondering if it's an active enough bite rate with other species of fish as well to kind of just fish there in general. Although I do sort of want to also come try spin fishing again over in this front area. But based on the time, I think it makes sense right now to... Oh, is this where everything is out of... No, we can do 20 in this. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, I do kind of want... It's interesting that 6s are out of stock. Let's get an 8, a 5, and you can always use 1s, right? 1s are like, even though they're big, based on what species of fish you're targeting, 1s is sometimes even pretty early on worth getting. So we're just going to go ahead and grab 3 different hooks. Anyway, this is over at 110, 104. Let's get... Let's get set up. I've been amazed. It just feels like there's been such an increase in what appear to be like scam texts. What did I say? 110, 104? Yeah. Is this where I was thinking of that we were fishing last time? Man, we fished at so many different places now, I've kind of forgotten. Yeah, I think it was, because it was like clip 7. All right, let's go. And on this one, we are going to do the largest hook, the 20, with the red worm. And this one we'll do 22 with worm. And I guess 24 with worm. I mean, ultimately, you know, if we end up catching rough, we're fine with that. It's kind of just something to fish for overnight. And maybe get a lucky fish. Little perch. Little perch. All right, let's make some of this bread into bread. I mean, silver-wise, there's no way we're going to do as well as we did at Belial, right? $12.7. Picked it up too early. Dang it. Alright, I gotta relax. Arguably, we should just keep making bread till we get to what, like 20% or something? I mean, with some digging mixed in, but... Oh, hey, we can pretend like we didn't lose that fish. That this is the same fish. Why are we not getting our energy back right now? I'm actually thinking about taking the plunge into coffee. If we get coffee and start crafting coffee, it's a little pricey. Ooh, nice rough. But think of how much energy gain we'll get. If we drink tea and coffee every time instead of just tea, they stack. Look at that crawfish. Add another fish to our different species of things we've caught on feeders. Man, maybe we should just go do that. How far? Is it worth it? I think it's worth it. It means we're going to have to go spend a little bit of time at camp. I mean, we're not going to craft the coffee yet anyway, so let's just wait. Ooh, look at that. It's actually a nice Donit's Rough. So if you're fairly new to the game, the Donit's Rough is a pretty rare version of the Rough, and so it's one of those fish that people try to trophy here, winding or at Donit's, the map Donit's. That's tough to get, but once you do, it's pretty cool. I do not have that trophy on my main, so if we were to trophy it here, that would actually be weird. By the way, I think this is the longest I've ever gone into a leveling guide without having a trophy. Because we started at Norwegian Sea and clocked so many levels. So everything is everything's just happening a lot slower. On the I should finish my sentence or thought there. Everything's happening a lot slower in the sense of we got a much later start in leveling up our bottom fishing, and we just haven't caught the same volume of fish. Like normally when you first start, you finally get your feeder rods where your only thing you're really mostly going for things like rough, crucian, gibbles, rough, roach. Well, if you fish for those fish long enough, you're eventually probably going to hit a trophy. And we totally didn't do that experience. That's a nace. Another bottom fish. Or fish we haven't caught on feeders yet. $13.4. That's not a rough chub. Uh-oh. I believe this is going to be a regular bream if we end up catching that fish at all. it looked like it was big. Remember, there are regular bream in this spot occasionally. 13.6. We are slowly getting there. Speaking of regular bream. %, huh? Two red worms left. We ought to just buy some red worms. If we actively use red worms like we have been, we're not gonna, it's likely that we won't dig them, especially without points. We're not gonna dig them fast enough. Look at that. Over 2,000 XP on this little thing. Man. And that was on worm, by the way. Not even red worm. Not even red worm. $14.2. Nice. By the way, we really need to dig some red worm here. Oh, this is a bream. Right? It's a nice bream. Over a kilo. 2.9 kilos. Yeah, this is a good little overnight spot. Another Donit's Rough. Holy cow, I need to come here on my main account and just go for it. What are the weekly Donit's Rough coming in on? Because I kind of think that worm and red worm are both doing well. Ooh, that's interesting. Bloodworm, but mostly red worm. But that's what people are more likely to use too. I think we actually are gonna, as much as I hate to stop fishing from this spot, we can always come back later and see what it's like during the day if we want to. So many rough as well. So we're up to 18.1 on the bottom fishing. We're doing great. Hey, we got a red worm. And we're at 14.5. Let's see if those Donit's Rough are worth anything. I actually don't remember how they transfer to silver. Translate to silver is what I'm going for, I guess. Oh yeah, almost 25 silver for the big one. That's a heck of a fish. Cool. Alright, there's 13.6 silver. I guess I won't remember all of this, but that chub order is interesting for that same spot we're fishing in, actually. And it's worth how much? 50 silver? Okay. By the way, where is 7285? Oh. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I realized I needed to shut my the door to the room that I record in, and also decided to take a quick bio break. Okay. I kind of just wanted to try this. Off to a stunning start. All right, what if we go to... So we're using bloodworms and maggots. Oh man, I probably should have just taken the bells off. Longest cast record, huh? No bells for you. See if we can find a fish over here. Based on the time of day it is, if we can't get a bite right now, ooh, you know, then we're not getting a bite. You know what I mean? Nice roach. Alright, that is a chub. And it is a marker chub. I think that's another one. What was the cafe order for? 800? I don't know if we're gonna quite get that here. Yeah, this kind of fishing, bells not needed. Bells not even needed. Perch. Spin fishing up 6.1 though. I mean, obviously, it'd be hard to make this as valuable as Belaya, but as an alternative, or if you're not quite to Belaya yet, this is actually not bad at the moment. Oh, a little chub. So close. It's 1 gram off. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a chub as well, right? Man, the chub are active right now. Alright, that's big enough. Who would have thought we would catch it on the feeder on that tiny hook? Hey, river mussel. Before catching it on our spinner. Actually, let's dig up the woodworms here. We probably should put slightly bigger hooks and maggots on both of our feeders and just go for it with the chub right now. I'd be a lot more optimistic if that one we had caught on spinning had been 1 gram heavier though. I like though that this is fun though. This is like perfect spin fishing for our little equipment. All right. There's a dace. All right, let's embrace it. Let's go to an 8. Let's go to an 8. See, I think they're probably not going to be as active now. Oh, that's too big for maggots? How rude. I think it was probably that early morning. Remember, chub like overnight sometime. Early morning. We'll see. Perch. I think both lines have a fish on it already. I'm anxious to see what they are. With that increase in hook size, like, if it's gonna be roach or something like that, they should be decent size, you would think. But yeah, that's a nice roach. We'll take that. I mean, you can make some silver off of that size roach if you catch them consistently. There's an eyed, yet another fish on our feeder. We're getting up to a lot of fish species on our feeder for how little feeder fishing we've done. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Ooh. This is like the perfect size fish for us. If this is a chub, this is definitely over 800 grams. That looks like a nice one, right? Yes. 1.5 kilos. Again, perfect size. Any bigger, it would have run on us. We need to dig, though. I think that's 2 now that's in our size range for the order. The ridiculous 50 silver cafe order. That would definitely help the amount of silver we're about to spend on a coffee pot be a little easier to swallow. Ooh, we got 2 fish on over here. And we need to dig. %. All right, little roach. Record number of fish caught for one day. I just never dreamed we would hit that record for these 2 spots we're fishing at Winding right now. It's kind of bizarre. All right, let's see. How much time do we have left on this? Oh, not very long. How sad is that? Very sad. We're only 1 perch off, though. We could easily do that for 5 silver. Oh, we could... Oh, wait. How big is our river mussel? It's 1 gram off! I love it. I love it. I think because we're not using worms, we're a little less likely to catch perch on our feeder rods, which, to give ourselves the chance on this chub order, is probably the way to go. Another thing, if you really want to catch big chubs, sometimes grasshoppers. Is that 800? Oh my goodness, chat. I know you're not here at the moment, chat, but you're going to be here in a little while when you watch this. What is going on? That's a fat roach. $19-meter cast. The wind is at our back. I was wondering why that suddenly was a record. First of all, we haven't dug in a while, so we have full energy. Second of all, the wind is at our back. And it's 6.6 meters per second. I may just throw my third feeder down once it hits noon. It's going to be pretty slow on spin fishing in the middle of the day. And that would let us go pick up the coffee pot and all that. This has been nice not using a bell, right? Ooh, that one went 19 meters. There we go. Little perch. That might finish the order off. We might be able to clear that perch order real quick. I don't remember what it was, but we might. We need a roach order to pop. We need a roach order. All right, it's 11:32. So we can get a couple more casts in potentially. 19.5. Ooh, man, the fish hit it as soon as it dropped. So I almost don't want to dig just for a second, because we're getting some good results being able to max cast over there to the side. 7.3 spin fishing. Let's see. Let's hit it right over here. Do we actually care which way this goes? If we had to choose, I think we actually want it to go this way. Oh, it's not going anywhere though. Nice chub. Woo! Nice chub. Wow. This is where casting distance matters. Look how different our results have been since we've been able to max cast it over there. It is nice and overcast here, even though it's middle of the day. If either one of those have a fish on it, they're very small. Okay, it does. Oh, that one does for sure. Okay. That's another perch, right? Alright, let's just make sure that we don't miss this perch order. That's 15 silver for non-markers. We definitely want that. So I think that's... How much silver did we get for the rough? Is it like 20 or 30? I mean, we're going to lose track of how much silver we're making here, but that's okay. No big deal. A little bleak. Oh, no! Popped off. Chances are that was a 800 gram plus chub. $20.5 meters. Oh, yes. All right, we don't really have a choice in the matter of where to send this. I don't think it's going to matter. Once again, it's a little chub, so as soon as we get it just facing our way, we're fine. And that should be just over 800 grams. 1.3. Love it. So is that 3 or 4? Oh, that's all 4. And we have how much time? 15 hours left. How much are these chub worth? Is it worth fishing for a few more and seeing if we can... Not really. It's not really worth it. It's only worth it because of the cafe order. Although the fishing is just really good here right now. And this little spinning setup is a blast to use. We're at 8.5 spin fishing. All right, one more cast. That ticks me off. One more cast. That was going to be another pretty nice one. By the way, it seems like some of these are definitely hitting once it starts to make the turn downstream. We probably should have cast just downstream a little more once or twice just to see. See how it's like we're often getting hits down here. So like what would have happened if we'd been casting this way the whole time? It'd go even farther down. I think it's also pretty dang good down here, so I don't know. There's another chub, just at 1 kilo. Beautiful. All right. What have we got on here? Another nice roach. Let's just do some bloodworm. Mix in some bloodworm with all these maggots we're using. And let's go ahead and get this cafe order turned in. Do it by weight. So we'll save the 1.5 for the regular fish market. There's 50.5 more silver. That would be an easy order, but it's not worth that much. I'm not really worried about it. So that's at least, what, 80 something? Oh my goodness, we're killing it. We actually might be doing better than we did at Belaya. We might be doing better. We might as well put bells back on too, by the way. I do like taking the bells off if you're going to be fishing, spin fishing or float fishing right next to it, but in general, we want to know when the fish are on there. Ooh. I need to go walk away. I'm being too impatient. Oh, I didn't put the bells back on. All right, so let's go see how much... I still don't understand the question, but thanks for the support. I appreciate it. All right, let's see how much these coffee things are. I think they're like under 100, right? Yeah, it's only 44. All right, 100% we want to do that. Now the next thing that's expensive is the actual coffee. So I think we want to make a little bit more tea. I know it takes forever, but let's do 20 more portions of tea, and then 20 potions of coffee. All right, so let's go get these and let's go fish near camp. Now, I don't really know what we'll be fishing for down there. By the way, we have got your roach and chub covered up here at this spot. Oh man. So mussel, zebra mussel, you can get lucky on those. Gudgeon, not as much. Maybe. What's gudgeon biting on right now? I feel like it's Easier to catch gudgeon on float? Am I remembering right? Yeah, red worm. Okay, so let's see. We need to buy some more bread. I want to just kind of do all this leveling stuff in order, but can we buy red worms here? That's another thing like I was wanting to check into. There's 2 things of bloodworms. A few more maggots, just in case we want them coming up here. Alright, do we ever spend 100 on red worms? Not right now. I don't think that's unreasonable, but not right now. I'm also not ready to make creative PVA yet. I should have drank the tea before. I should have drank the tea before eating the free food. Alright, so we want to have something set up near camp where we can make all this tea and coffee. Getting the coffee is expensive, but it will help us retain our energy a little faster and dig more often. Really just anything to help get to... Oh, did I forget to get bread? That's okay. Mostly what we're doing right now is cooking, not necessarily bait harvesting anyway. So camp here at Winding is all the way down on the beach down here. So again, we need to decide, where do we want to fish? Around here on the corner is sometimes really good for the small stuff. The only problem, the thing I don't love about fishing with red worms is in case we go back to that spot that had the Donit's Rough in it, we probably want to save whatever red worms we can muster. I'm just going to put these 3 things over here. We're not expecting to catch much over there. We really want to focus on crafting for a minute anyway, but you never know. So you always make the tea first, because it's the lowest level thing we're making. That's interesting. So Chris Pickard says 1400. I would definitely buy the Spinning Light Pro. I need to look at that Spinning Light Pro and see what's included in that. Michael Schultz says, quick tip: if you do the fishing trip to the Norwegian Sea, take the opportunity to buy at the store everything that's out of stock at Mosquito Lake, like tiny hooks and night crawlers. And certain lures, right? Spiker 18, maybe? All right, we made it through a bunch more tea. How much tea do we have? 305. Let's go see if we've gotten any bites and we'll fix our coffee. All right, bloodworm got a gudgeon. I knew this was a gudgeon spot. Worm caught little white bream. Ooh, a white-eye bream on maggots. Most interesting. All right, let's do it. I guess if we were worried about efficiently leveling through cooking, I would have said make more tea before starting on the coffee, but I'm just not as worried about that. But if you're worried about that, you might make more tea than we did before starting in on the coffee. Big roach. Yeah, we're getting our energy back a little faster now. Motorcycle. I don't know if I ever said this, but grasshoppers, sometimes crickets, grasshoppers though, can be good for chub if you're trying to fish for them on feeders. Obviously maggots, as we've seen. All right. 119 portions. So next time we are going to be near crafting site, we'll do a little more tea, a little more coffee, just keep it going. But this should allow us to dig a little bit more. 16.3. There's a white bream. All right, let's go get set up at our other spot. We'll finish off where we started and get a little earlier look at, let's see, what was the coordinates? 110, 104? $110, 104. We'll walk at it from this angle this time. All right, so we want to use red worm on this one, and we want to be at 7-meter clip. And then worm on this one. I think I will go maggots with an 8. See if we catch anything very different. All right, I'm gonna run and take a bio break just for a minute here as soon as we dig one more time, and then I'll be right back. So this is just on the worms. Oh, it's a nice little bream. All right, red worm. Naces the place. So we're using 3 different baits here. All right, I'll be right back. The bream are strong here. Man, we've caught a lot of fish at Winding. This has been great. Nace? Harvesting bait 16. Bottom fishing 20. We still have what, 7 points? I mean, I guess before we start fishing for bream or something bigger, we ought to put points in the bottom rods, but just haven't committed them yet. Congrats on 16 Eagle Eye 3. Or Eagle Eye, I guess there's no 3. There is a 3, but I think it's meant to be the E. Alrighty. I'm trying to decide when I want to end this. We might go fish for a couple bleak. Just for fun. I don't remember what time bleak wake up. Maybe 5 a.m., something around there. Kind of wish I knew if any of the cafe orders had switched over. It's basically like almost exactly north of here where we want to try for those bleak. Ooh, another crayfish. It's red worms for you. A little bit of everything here. Definitely don't want to move spots yet, though. Ooh. Donit's Rough is back. Kind of notice what time it is in terms of when they maybe start getting a little more active again. It was definitely later in the night when we caught them last time as well. Another 100+ gram Donit's Rough. They are crazy right now. Nice little bream. Grats on level 13 was up. Gotta be a bream, right? It's our last red worm, unless we have a nice dig here. I bet if we looked around, though, we could find redworms in stock somewhere. Not have to buy 300 of them. I guess if you were going to do this a lot, you would want to do that, but might even be worth buying 300 if you're going to do this a lot. Ooh, nice river mussel. The question is, yeah, because if you're doing this a lot, you probably want to use at least redworms on 2, maybe all 3 of them. Just because I think it opens you up to so many other good fish as well, and that seems to be the Donit's Ruff best choice. Although they don't mind the worms at all, for sure. All right. If we're going to briefly try bleak, it is almost time. Man. I don't know that I've ever seen Donit's Ruff coming up this quickly, especially on a low-level account like this. Okay, did you see how the line had run to the shore like that? That was going to be a mussel, river or zebra mussel. All right, we're going to 107, 123. Just for a minute. Oh, man. I have fished here before. This is not a new spot for me. All right, see if the bleak are awake yet. Little too antsy here at the end of our fishing trip. We're at 84 fish. Good gravy. Winding has been giving and giving and giving. Here they are. The bleak. Oh. There we go. It's a marker. 54 gram. Level up that float fishing, which needs it. And catch some nice bleak. So we're doing this on bloodworm. Look like bloodworm from the weeklies at least. Bloodworm casters both working. Flies usually do pretty well. Maggots sometimes. We've got it at 18 centimeter. You want it real shallow for these bleak. That's not a bleak. Get away from here, perch. That's one thing that wouldn't happen, or a lot less likely to happen, if we were using fly. Nice one. Cool 57 gram bleak. I think with this bite rate, 48 gram, you just want to fish with one rod here. Sometimes it's okay to fish with 2 rods float fishing. Even with the current, you can do it, but I think this is a little too active for that. I guess we could increase the hook size, try to go for bigger bleak. Maybe slow down the bite rate a little bit, I don't know. 77 gram, that is a very nice one. Both the silver and the XP for these bleak is nothing to sneeze at. It adds up for sure. And all of these have been markers. The last few we've caught, it's 6 a.m. It's probably one of the better times of day for them. Sometimes trophies do come out late afternoon, evening though. But I think this is pretty good. Another one, 44 gram. Just fish after fish here. Ah, faked me out. Lots of bleak. Got him. 94 grams. Ah, faked me out. It's a little short. $44 gram. I don't mind getting faked out every once in a while because they don't fake that often. So you can just catch them so efficiently, not like trying to wait for the perfect bite, but just grab them. Usually they're on there. Usually they are on there. 96 fish. Good grief. This is such a good way to level up float fishing. And you're getting reasonably good money XP for it as well. But the bite rate is just where you want it. 98 fish. Alright, we'll just catch one more. This is it. Oh, shoot. We're going to hit 100 fish and we're going to call it. I was going to start deleting fish, but this episode's gone on and on. This has been a good, I used to think of these as almost like tours of maps during the leveling series. We just fish one map and just try to hit a few different spots and show what the map's capable of. This has been a good tour guide episode for winding Rivulet. And in some ways, the last one was, I think, that for Belaya as well. Belaya just being so small. Doesn't take too long to show at least a lot of what Belaya has to offer for a low-level player. Certainly, there are tons of spots we haven't fished here at Winding. But I do feel like it's been, especially if you count the 3 or 4 episodes ago, or 2 or 3 episodes ago when we first came to Winding. Because the one thing we haven't done during this session that I do think is important is realizing that this little pond up here in E4, that's an important fishing spot when you're trying to accomplish cafe orders and you're low level. But overall, it's been just a really good time here at Winding. And last episode was really good at Belaya. We've hit on some good fishing. All the talk about how all the maps are dead. I don't know about all that. All right, so we never got a 59 gram. We did get the one gudgeon, so if we had targeted those, that could have gotten interesting. But nothing else came up in terms of new cafe orders. That's okay, though. Let's see how we did. Sort it by price. Of course, the Donnet's rough are the big ones. 177 silver. Wow. We're actually making silver faster than leveling bait harvesting has been able to spend it, you know? So in one of the recent videos, someone made the suggestion of getting float fishing. I can't remember if they said float fishing start 1 or float fishing regular. I don't know where it was now. Oh well. I'm not going to waste tons of time. So let's see. The float fishing start comes with this one. Goes up to 5.5 load capacity. So a little stronger than what we have. We have this one, which is 4.8. It's also a little longer, so we'd be able to cast it a little farther. It might be a little bit more comfortable. I can see that. And then this one gets you up to 7.4 load capacity, another meter longer than that. This one's pushing how comfortable. I mean, I don't think anything, I don't know, 6 meters is kind of long. Certainly nothing past that would I want to fish with from shore. It just gets more awkward flipping the fish back to you. But the 6 meters does give you a longer cast range, so a little more control over the fish potentially. And a big update in load capacity, obviously. So, yeah, I guess I can kind of see that. Someone else had said spin light Let's see. Let's look at just kits. The Spinning Light Pro. That does have a pretty nice load capacity. I just am enjoying what we're using so much. Is this better? Of course it is, but is it that much better? I don't know. I don't know. It probably would allow you to be a little more comfortable, but just not sure. Not sure if it's worth it at this point, that amount of silver. What is this casting rod fishing? Well, first of all, let's look at spinning. So the start one, we wouldn't ever be interested in that at this point. But what comes on this? 5.8. It's just a little too. Now the rod is okay, but I think it's a little too small. What comes on this, by the way? So 12 load capacity, and this goes up to 4.8. You can overload that a good bit on a nice casting rod, but casting reel. But remember, with casting, with bait casting, you've got to be leveled up in spin fishing to this point, 30%, before you can use it. So I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I talked about saving up for something we can use at Corey for trolling. Sometimes I really do like using the Saber 60, but it's always tempting to just go for the HSV. Are those sold out here? Supercast is sold out as well. It's a nice little reel. But Caliber HSV is sold out at Winding. Okay. So anyway, eventually we will have some decisions to make. There's 17.8%. Before I forget, I'm just going to go ahead and get some more bread so that next time we can still be crafting a lot of bread. I mean, we're just getting so close now. 17.8%. One thing I'm thinking about for next episode, I don't know, might glance at cafe orders, but we could go to Old Berg and just fish for crucian gibbles. There's a decent crucian gibble spot there right now. We're not quite ready to fish for bream, but we're not too far away. So that's something worth considering. We'll see how it goes, though. I also had such a good time at Belaya. Winding has been excellent. Just some really good fishing lately. All right, tight lines, everybody. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.